come through. There we go. We on
Here
now.
we go. Once again, we are on. Welcome to episode 2 in the Iladelf Rap Podcast, hosted by my man, my right hand man on my left, or he's on your right, my man Michael Piercy, aka the Giants fan, aka the Knicks fan, and also the second half of the podcast is your boy K, KC the Jets fan, aka the Clippers fan, aka Mr. Hopeless.
I don't know. The
um,
Clippers, if your boys can stay healthy, the Clippers might make some noise.
as if.
I do
Um,
have high hopes for every year, but
well,
it's big if.
my friends always say, if my aunt had balls, then she'd be my uncle. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. But great day outside. Hopefully, you guys are out there taking a walk. Weather is nice and good out there. If you're a Giants fan or a Jets fan, it wasn't our best week. that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not even gonna get into that, but I mean, it wasn't one of our best weeks. And Mike, how do you feel about your? I think your Giants got a win this week, right?
Yeah, they squeaked one out.
Okay.
It was kind of not kind of, but very disappointing in the beginning because
Okay.
I was about to scratch this season if they had took that loss.
Oh, and they played Phoenix, right?
Yeah,
In
Arizona.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
aka the Phoenix dumpster fire. Hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm always gonna be. The Giants is always gonna be my squad, but
of course.
it was just. I'm like, come on, you guys can't score 2 weeks in a row.
Hey,
But
listen.
they pulled it out. I stayed faithful to the game, and then they pulled it
As you
out.
should. Yeah, as you should. I mean, I wish we could have said the same thing, but unfortunately, we took a trip to Dallas, and it wasn't one of our best. When it wasn't one of our best trips in Dallas. Because I remember last time when we played Dallas, we beat them. Um, I mean that Dallas front line, that defensive front line is vicious. A lot of
Yeah,
people talk
yeah.
to them, yeah, they ain't that bad. It's the Cowboys, they trash the Cowgirls. No, they're for real, man. They're for real. I'm gonna be serious with you. They are for real. Micah Parsons is a certified problem. Diggs,
Yeah,
the rest of
definitely.
those CBs and safeties out there, they're flying around out there. They waiting. They waiting for that ball to come their way. You know,
You
not one
know
of
what
our
makes
best
me
ones.
mad?
Mm-hmm. Talk
You
to me.
know what makes me mad about that? The
Mm-hmm.
Giants could have had Michael Parsons.
Really?
Yeah,
They,
I think they
they
traded
passed.
the pick
Ooh,
to
I
New
know they
England.
want. I know they want that one back. They want
I
that one
think that's
back.
how New England got Mac Jones.
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
they traded
Oh,
with
good
them.
one, good one. Okay, look at you, general manager. I see you. Look at you. Um, yeah. I also want to send a shout out to the Richards family. I seen Richards actually plays for the Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia product. I know Janice and the family pretty well. I believe his number is
Cool.
number 76. Number 76 on the program. Number one in your hearts, everybody.
Is
Um,
he lineman, offensive lineman, defensive line?
offensive lineman. Yeah. O
Oh,
line.
before I forget, I want to
Talk to me.
send my condolences to the the Constance Clayton family.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes. Most
my the best superintendent in Philadelphia history.
absolutely. Please, can you give him a hand, please, Mike? Please give her a hand. Please.
Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, I think the nickname was Constance keeping in school Clayton. Yeah. I mean, listen, man, I'm gonna tell you because my lady, she's a teacher. My mom and dad, they were also teachers in the Philadelphia school district.
Mhm.
And they were, when they were teaching in school, I believe they were under Constance Clayton when she was a superintendent.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, some people would grumble and complain about going to school all the time, like, oh man, it's snowing too hard. No,
Yeah.
Constance Clayton had them buses rolling.
Yeah.
She had those school buses rolling. Said, yeah, schools will be open. Schools will be
Yeah.
open unless there's 12 feet of snow outside and I can't get out to the office. Then we'll
Yeah.
scrum it. But if I can get out to the office downtown on, it used to be on what, 20, 22nd Street, I think.
I forgot.
I know it's 20 something in Market. I think it was like 20 something in Market, like 28th in Market or something like that. Now it's on Spring Garden. But yeah, if you
Now
couldn't,
these
if,
kids,
mhm.
even the threat of snow, they get the day off.
Oh man, even if a cold like a cold front is
Yeah,
coming,
yeah, no,
it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
no.
guys. It's gonna be a blizzard watch. It's gonna be 2 degrees. Wind chill is below 10.
Yeah.
Stay home,
Shoot.
y'all.
Speaking of that, like remember, I know, I don't know if you're about King, but I know my school didn't
Mhm,
have AC. So if it was hot, it was 90 plus outside. We stayed at
mhm.
school all day.
Oh yeah, most definitely. The
We
teachers
didn't
used to
get out
tell
early.
us to keep still.
Yeah,
The teachers would tell us to keep still so that way you can stay cool. I was like, that is some bullish right there. But I believed it. So I
yeah.
I I know our schools had well, you know what? Some of the schools didn't have air conditioning because they had that old furnace system. So
Uh-huh.
that means they had like, now in the wintertime y'all were cool. Y'all were good to go in the winter. But summertime there was no
Yeah,
ventilation. No type of
yeah, no.
ventilation whatsoever. But definitely
You better hope you get a
uh
window seat in the classroom. That's about
forget
it.
about it, man. You get a couple window fans, that's about it. Forget about it. But definitely send my condolences to the family of Constance Clayton, one of the best, as you said, Mike, the best
Yeah.
superintendent of Philadelphia. She made sure all the money that they got from the state was allocated to all the right programs, all the right
Uh-huh.
schools, supplies, home and school
Yeah.
association, PTAs, teaching assistants.
School,
Um,
schools wasn't running out of books like they
School,
do
right?
now.
Schools weren't run out of books. There was
Everybody
transportation
had a
on the
book.
cheese bus. Cheese bus people were taken care of. The bus drivers were taken care of. The bus matrons were taken care of. I mean, uh, parents were cool with it because parents they had different programs for like parents too.
Yeah,
When they like back to school. This is when back to school night was a thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like back to school night was something fun. Now it's like, now you got to pull teeth to get your parents to come to back to school. Now you got to have like some incentives for back
yeah.
to
No,
school for the parents. Like, yo, we having a barbecue. Like, listen, we having a barbecue and we giving out some free prizes if you
the
can make it.
party, whatever.
If you can make it, like we will supply you with some free barbecue. Here's a voucher, gift card, go to Fridays or something like that. Just because, but yeah, definitely rest in peace to Constance Clayton, and certainly my condolences to the Clayton family. He will definitely be missed. All the true educators know, they know game recognizes game. We lost a good one.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
and no disrespect to the superintendents now, but I mean Constance Clayton was a real one. She was a real one.
I don't even know who the superintendent of schools is now.
I do. It's a gentleman. He was as a matter of fact he was at Enon, uh, because all the teachers and educators were getting honored. And congratulations to my lady LaShawn. All the other teachers in the Philadelphia school districts, charter schools, county, they were all honored at Enon. There's like a teacher appreciation day. And they got binders and pens. It was nice. It was really really nice.
Yeah, it's
And the
definitely not an easy
superintendent.
job.
Yeah, it's not. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to like continue
I
to.
kind of did too, but I wanted to coach I mean, not coach, but teach like
Mhm.
kindergartners and first graders.
Yeah.
Not on no pedophile stuff, but just
No,
because
I hear you.
I felt as though I feel as though teachers play a big role in inspiration and
Hmm.
motivating kids and stuff. And
Yep.
some a lot of teachers, you know, like if you were a good role model to them back then, some of them grow up and be positive people, and then they
Yep.
come back thank you for the way they became.
Yep. Yep.
So
You're
I wanted
absolutely
to
right.
make that, and I think if it starts in the very beginning, I think that's a big impact on
Hmm.
kids.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you, man. I mean, there's still a teacher that I still think about to this day, and LaShawn and I were talking about like different educators and stuff like that. And most of the time, it's usually we're not going to talk too long about this, but most of the time it's usually the teachers that are usually the toughest on you that you remember, the
Yeah,
ones that gave you the
yeah,
most work. That's the ones that
Yeah.
you remember the most. Like mine was Miss Chalmers, fourth grade, Pastores Elementary School, room 310. She never missed a day. She never missed a day. The work was already on the board as soon as we came in. And I mean, she made us come in from the first day of school to the last day of school. And even on the last day of school, we stayed till like I think 2:45 or something like that. I'm like, Miss Chalmers, like, come on. And she was like, and she was the best, man. She made us memorize everything. She helped us with our timetables, division, cursive handwriting, all that good stuff. I mean, history. She taught us a little bit about economics and stuff like that, even though we couldn't really grasp it. But yeah, she was one of them.
Yeah.
Miss Chalmers. She's probably passed on by now, but definitely Miss Chalmers. Thank you for helping me be the way I am that I am now.
Yeah.
Even though I used to mispronounce my name, it's Osborne, not Osburn. That's all. It's an O. It's an O in my name. OSBOURNE, not OSBURN. Oh man, let's let's get into this music thing, Mike.
All right.
Before I have before I have some more repressed memories. Starting off, of course. What was before we went on stage and everything? What was playing in your speakers, Mike?
Um. Well, before we got was preparing for the
Hmm.
topic and everything, I was listening to some disc records
Oh,
to get myself in the mood for the topic.
oh, okay,
Um,
okay.
but what I was listening to before that, I was listening to Helter Skelter's first album.
Oh, really? I had like Operation Lockdown on it and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and the
Yeah, that
Florida
was that was
Fly, whatever.
classic. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't realize how much I liked that
Nocturnal.
album.
That was called
Nocturnal,
Nocturnal,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Nocturnal.
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize how much I liked that album until I listened to it today.
I'm not Sean
Or how good it
anymore. Who
was
keep
actually. I should say that.
knocking at my door? That's my joint right there. That's when I knew like this dude might be one of the best freestyles I've ever heard. No disrespect to Black Thought. Tall Sean, Rockness Monster. Man.
I will say
Oh man.
that because before we started this new format of the podcast,
Hmm.
I was going through a whole bunch of mid '90s and early '90s albums. Some
Hmm.
that I like, I love, and I will always love.
Hmm.
But it was just albums back then that I didn't really listen to. And I was trying to figure out what was it about this album that I didn't listen to it back then. So now that my mature mind, because I guess my 16 to 18-year-old mind wasn't mature enough uh, to grasp the concept of some of these albums. So now that
Message.
I'm older,
Hmm.
like Grand Poobah's first album, I never listened to that.
Oh, real to real.
Why I don't know, but I never listened to it.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
because I was a big Brand Nubian fan, so I don't
Big
understand
time,
why.
big time. Same here, big time. I was too. That's a great joint too, man. And
Yeah, it was nice.
mhm. That was a great joint. Real to Real was good because they had good production.
Yeah.
This is when most of the time people still stayed on their same labels and stuff like that. So once I heard about the Brand Nubian breakup, and everybody was like, like Grand Poo was going to go solo and stuff like that. But I was like, he's probably going to go solo anyway because he's like the
Hmm.
best rapper out the bunch. No disrespect to Sadat X and Lord Jamar
Yeah,
because they had their time. Like the first Brand Nubian album, um, the first Brand Nubian that was classic. Like I still have that album.
yeah,
So
me too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
one
have
for
the CD,
all.
but I had it on my through
Yeah, I had the
Apple
tape.
Music.
Yeah, I had the tape because I wanted, but then I got the CD because I
You
wanted the
know, I
bonus
did have the
track.
tape. You know what? I did
Mhm.
have the tape. You know what? I do remember that. It was a
Yeah.
bootleg, but I had it.
How you get a bootleg Brand Nubian? You supposed to get the authentic retail value, bro.
I had no job back then, so I had no
Come
money,
on,
so I
man. I
get
mean,
what I
yeah,
do,
come on,
what I
man.
can get. Had to get what I can get back then.
Yeah, man. But you know what's crazy though? Because that's perfect segue to what we're going to be talking about today in our topic in regards to some of our favorite, disc records, disc tracks, subliminal, literal, doesn't even matter. Some of your favorites, some of our favorite. And because I remember when Brand Nubian broke up, and then when they came out with what was it? In God We Trust, with just Lord
Uh-huh.
Jamar and Sadat X.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that they were throwing disses at Grand Pooba, like Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down. They thought that was a diss at Grand Pooba,
I
but it
never, I
really
never,
wasn't.
I didn't even think. I never thought of that.
Yeah, they used to think that, oh, like, I mean, I was in high school when that came out, because like Punk Jump Up to Get Beat Down was like constant rotation. So
Yeah, you was in high
everybody was
school.
like, yo, yeah. He's like, yeah, man, yo, you see them, they coming at
I was
Grand
in eighth
Pooba.
grade, so it wasn't that far along.
Damn, am I that old?
So. Yeah, I was in eighth grade when that came out.
Damn. Yo, let me see. That was like, let me see. That came out what, 90? Let me see. Because Brand New being the first album, One for All, came out like in 90, 91. So I would say 93. Because when did New York Undercover come out? Damn, I'm old. Yo, man. Damn. When did New York Undercover come out? Like
I
what?
don't.
Like
It was
90,
like 92, 91, 92,
93,
right?
90,
I
92,
think I was in like.
93? So,
I
oh
think I
my
was in like
God.
seventh grade when that came out. So it was like probably like
Jeez.
91, 92.
Damn, how old am I? Am I like 56 or something? Um, yeah.
You said
So
New
yeah, a
York
lot of
undercover.
people
Wow.
New York Undercover. Yeah, because that was the Thursday lineup. Remember, it was Martin,
Uh,
Living Single, New York Undercover, 10 o'clock news.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is true. Oh God.
Oh man, I'm old. But yeah, let's. Oh yeah,
You and
what
me
was
both.
us? Yeah. So I mean, what was playing in mine? What was playing in my joint before we got on? I was it was written. Um, Watch them
Great
niggas.
album.
Yeah, which is another great
Great
album.
album.
Watch them niggas, the joint with Foxy Brown on it, and stuff like that. I was
Yeah.
listening to that before I jumped on. I was actually on my little Nas playlist, this week.
Did you hear
Today,
Magic 3?
yeah, it's good. Good reviews.
I'm going on the record saying that right now that's my favorite album of the year so far.
Ooh,
One of my
okay,
favorite albums, I should say, not
okay.
my favorite. That's a
No,
nice.
I
It's
mean
nice.
it's cool. Listen, man, it's Nas Esco, man. It's Nas
Yeah.
Esco. You know, um, cool. All right, with that, let's just jump into it then. So today's topic, we were just literally talking about, like, we were talking about brand noobs, and in the before we went on stage, Mike was playing KRS-One, and he was playing actually the song that was dissing Nelly, because Nelly said, he's sending some shots at KRS-One, talking about some, you're so old, you need to get, what did he say, you need to get a rapper's pension or something like that. Is that what he said? You remember
Something
that?
like that. Yeah, I
Off the
remember that.
What's his face remix. It was the what's the
Wasn't it
joint?
like I'm number one?
Yeah. No, it was what song
Oh,
was it?
oh,
It was off a remix. It was a remix.
young Chris and Neefin, Chris and Neefin,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I forgot the name of the song, but I know what
Rock
you're
the
talking about.
Mic. It was Rock the Mic remix. Rock the
All
Mic
right.
remix. Yeah, Rock the Mic remix. And oh yeah, speaking of BD Siegel and State Property, oh yeah. It
All right,
was
yeah, we're gonna
perfect
get into
perfect
that.
segue to those. That's perfect segue to those. Well, we gonna get in that a little bit later. But yeah, Nelly was going on something like talking about KRS-One, and KRS-One talking about something. This is real hip hop over here. I don't know what y'all doing. So then, Nelly shot back. It was like,
Yeah.
listen, you may stop staying. This is a young man's game. You're so old, you need to get a rapper's pension. I was like, whoa. I was like, don't diss the Blastmaster. Knowledge rules. Knowledge rules supreme over nearly everyone. Come
Not
on,
the
man.
man that took on Queensbridge.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah,
The bridge is over.
yeah, one of my favorite songs of all time.
The bridge is over. If you want to go way back, one of my other favorite disses was Roxanne Shante and UTFO. I mean, listen. And at that time, Roxanne had to be what? Everybody was 16?
I think she was 14.
Oh, she was 14. Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm so. I don't want to say in love, but you know what I mean. Like
I
just
hear you. Like, you were like,
fascinated
whoa.
with her because when 14 years old, you was rapping like that.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
can
she
handle
had the voice. Yeah, she
respect.
had the voice and everything. Yeah.
You can hang with some of the vets back then at
She
14.
was killing. Yeah, she was killing some of those vets too. She was definitely killing them.
Yeah,
I mean, if we're gonna stay on the great Roxanne Shante, you remember Big Mama.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
you talk about a diss record. That's another one of my favorite diss tracks.
Uh,
Big Mama, when she literally called every woman's name out, literally.
yeah.
Moni Love, the other Roxanne, Salt and Pepper, all three of them.
Yeah,
Queen Latifah,
yeah, about to say Queen Latifah.
MC Light. I
Which,
mean,
which at that time she was like on top. Like Light was
yeah.
on top like when at that
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah. Did Light ever have a comeback to that?
I
I
don't
don't, I
think
don't,
so.
I don't think Light came back to that. I mean,
And she was
Light was
another
like,
like
listen.
kind of subliminal disser. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
I found out years later some of the 10% what 10% this was about. I
Who's
still
that
forgot.
about?
I forgot who exactly it is. I gotta look it up. But
Yeah, look that up. Yeah, yeah. Look that up, and we're gonna bring it up on the on the next on our next episode. Yeah, I definitely want to know who that was about. Um, Let me see another who else? What else is one of the other favorite disc records? Because some
of
of them,
course,
we probably still have some of the favorite ones. Like some we still have the same ones. So
I mean the obvious ones: Ether, Hit 'Em Up.
okay,
Um,
no Vaseline.
yeah, No Vaseline.
Whew. Let's you know what? Let's talk about Hit 'Em Up. Rest in peace to the great Tupac and Big. Um, Another one when he was just literally like, because sometimes when you do diss records and stuff like that, you don't say names, you just give out.
Yeah,
It's subliminal. You're giving out clues, like y'all know who this is going out to, And but Pac was like Biggie, Faith, Junior Mafia, everybody, Bob Deep, Jay Z, Nas,
yeah, I know.
everybody can get it. Everybody's getting the verse. Everyone. Um, and that was like I said, that was one of the like I had to I had to sit back and just listen to it like 3 or 4 times. Like, is he really coming at him like that? Like seriously, like he was like, yo, such and such, this and that. And he was like hyped with it too, Of course, but of course Biggie came back. Of course Biggie came back. Hit him up with Brooklyn's finest and stuff like that, and also kicking the door. So they were going back and forth. Another another one of my favorite ones was, and you gonna love me for this one, Mike. State Property versus the Locks. And
Hey,
that was one of my favorite ones.
that's my favorite hip hop beef of
Let's
all
get
time.
into it. Let's talk about it.
Because
Talk about it, Mike. Talk
I
about it.
was like, I thought these dudes were gonna come to blows. They almost did.
They
They
almost
before.
did. I heard there's a story. I heard that they were both booked to perform in the same venue, but they couldn't because the insurance didn't cover. The hotel insurance didn't cover them because they thought they were, because it got real. It got
Yeah,
real. Like they were bringing like guns and knives and stuff like that. All the stuff they were talking about
I
on their
thought Sheik and
raps.
Beans was gonna get into it.
She,
I would, I would have paid to see that fight. Then
which you'd have paid to see that rumble, even though you'd have got stabbed too.
even, even when they was beefing with who were they beefing with? Can't think of his name right now. G Unit.
Oh, yeah. That
I
was
would
a
have
good
paid
one
to see
too.
50 and Sheik fight too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, that was a good one too. Because they used to have like the funny ones. Because the intros used to be hilarious. Because they would have like they would have the quarters like spinning on the ground. And they'd be
Yeah,
like, "Y'all know who this is going out to?" People like, and they be making fun of like Tony Yayo, like, "Here we go now." We gotta find them joints, man. But they were. Yeah, listen, it's just like those locks, that locks and state property discs. Those like, because I remember when like I think what was it on like Rap City or something? It was Rap City the basement, and they all state property
oh, I
was
know what
down
you're
there.
talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about when they was
Yeah, and it
in
started
the booth,
freestyling.
right?
I was like, ooh,
I
ooh.
remember that.
And then Hove masterminded this. Um, Hove was like, bet this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Funk Flex and we're gonna get on the radio. I'm gonna pay for everything. No commercials. I'm gonna pay for the commercials. Go hard. Oskino went on there. Uh Let me see. Oskino, Sparks went on there. Young Chris and Neef went on there. Freeway went on there. Beans was on there. I mean, they were freestyling over everything. Taking shots at the locks, taking shots at the locks. Um, and yeah, but then the locks were firing back. You
Right.
know, but what I used to love about those, but that locks and state prop beef. I mean, it was just like not only they were talking about like, yeah, I mean, when I see you, it's gonna be something, but it was that lyricism, man. That lyricism was something else when they were freestyling back and forth
Yeah.
about because they weren't really going at each other like we're gonna do this to you, but it was more or less like, yo, like who's a better MC? It was it because at that time, Beans was hot. I mean,
Yeah.
Kiss is still hot. I mean, Beans is still hot too, but not as hot as Kiss. You know,
But I mean, he was a name to reckon with in the game though back then. He still
who
is, but at that time, yeah, he still was a
Beans?
reputable
Yeah,
name.
yeah, most definitely. I think that whole Rockefeller State Property crew. Because I mean, I was just looking at the rosters and stuff like that, and yeah, they were nice because the locks was. I mean, let me see, D Block and Rockefeller. It was only what D Block was what J Hood, Locks. That's pretty much it. You
I mean,
know,
they had these little other dudes, but they wasn't really like
no, I'm talking about. But that was the front four though. That was the front
yeah,
four.
yeah,
Yeah, like because you had and everybody was good at something. Like J Hood was good at the punchlines. If you want
yeah.
straight lyrics, you got
But that
Styles
beef made me
P
think
and
J Hood
Kiss.
was the hottest thing ever.
Mm. And then if you want some funny rhymes, some funny violent rhymes and stuff like that, Chic Luch. You know, um, I mean those mixtapes were coming too because Siegel would have a joint. Oh yeah, oh for real. Kiss will go right in the booth and come out
Yeah,
with a joint.
yeah. That was like like I think back then during that beef, I was like the mixtape king because I heard and they was beefing. One person did somebody, then I was rushed about the next mixtape they was on. I
Yep.
knew it was a response coming.
Oh yeah, that response was coming. That
I
response
just,
was
I
coming
just
too.
especially like when he was battling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for his response. I was like, oh, I can't wait for the next mixtape.
Mm, 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 mm. That's
I was
another person who you don't want to battle.
I was buying them MV Jones, MV
Oh,
CDs.
DJ Envy. Oh, my drum was Cutmaster C.
Yeah, yeah.
Cutmaster C used to have all the he used to have all the locks joints.
Uh-huh.
Like I remember. Ooh, I bet you remember this one, Mike. It was one Friday. This one Cosmic Kev on the Come Up show. I remember
Come on,
somehow.
what is their name? Philly's most wanted, not Philly's most wanted. Major figures and Beans and State Property.
I remember that one too. I remember that too. That was a crazy one too. I was
Yeah.
actually listening to that one. Now I remember when I think was it the locks? Did they get? I don't know how they got there, but Cosmic Kev got his hands on the answer to Siegel and them, and they were rapping off of one of Jay Z's beats. They're rapping off of that.
Uh,
Because I think how did it start off? Sheik was like, forget about the mic, let's fight. I'm a punch you. What he said? He said, I'm gonna pull my jaw out in front of your broad while you eating with her. What? Dudes getting punched in the face while they getting interviewed, something like that. I'm like,
I know what
yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah,
he
mm-hmm.
rapped off the what is it? Jigga that nigga beat.
Yeah, right,
Jigga
that
jigga.
one.
Six money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, ooh. Ooh. There's a couple nice joints there too. A couple. I remember when the locks were rapping off the Soundboy Burial joint. They did a freestyle off of
Yeah,
that.
I remember that.
Like that was one of my favorites. He's like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
did, what
yeah,
did
yeah.
Kiss
Exactly.
say? He said, we're gonna call you the Woulda Kids. When the beef went down, y'all talk about what y'all woulda did. He's up. Shout out to the Rockefeller and D Block beef.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. What's another one of your favorite disses, Mike?
That's a lot.
There's a lot. Pick some. Let's go.
My favorite disses.
Well,
Of course,
some of them, like some of your favorite, like
of
this
course, no
track.
Vaseline.
Let's get into
Um,
that. Let's get into that. Now, with no Vaseline, this is what happens when you fire your best writer and your lead rapper, one of your lead rappers for the group. This is what happens when you do stuff like this. Then you call him a Benedict Arnold and stuff like that. Got you. Say no more.
it hurt me. That hurt me at that time because I was like one of the biggest NWA fans of all time. I
Hmm.
still am.
Of course.
You know, it's still like one of my favorite groups of all time.
Hmm.
But firstly when he left the group, I was hurt because back then you didn't have internet, so you didn't
Hmm.
know why he left. I just know he
Right.
had an album out that wasn't with them, America's Most
Hmm.
Wanted. So
Classic.
when that dropped, and then I was like, oh, what happened? What's going on?
Hmm.
So then No Vaseline came. No, no, they dropped the other joint, the one that Disc Cube on the EP.
Hmm.
So then No Vaseline came out. I was like,
Always into
okay,
something. There was a always into something was a subliminal joint too.
yeah.
Remember, he's like, I was just talking to, what do you say? Excuse my French here, everybody, because I know babies are listening. What do you say? He said, oh, yeah, I was just talking to your bitch, O'Shea. Oh, I was like, O'Shea Jackson.
Oh, you,
O'Shea
you,
Jackson, that's you.
you just put me on to something because that went over my head back then. I didn't even really
Hmm.
realize that.
He said, oh, yeah. He said, oh, yeah, back then I was talking to that bitch, O'Shea. I was like, ooh, ooh,
Just like
okay.
in I can't say the name of the track, but the
Oh,
last track on the album,
which
on
one?
the Chronic album,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
he's just easy on that joint, and I didn't know that until like
Hmm.
decades later.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize it, but yeah, he just easy.
Yeah, yeah, they were beefing. I remember Easy came back. I remember Easy came back. With
Oh
Real
yeah,
Compton City,
you gotta put your Compton City G's on
Real
there.
Compton City G's. I mean, yo, that drum was crazy too
Yeah,
because I remember watching that video on the box.
yeah, yeah.
And damn, I'm old. I'm so old. But
I
they
remember
showed
the
that
box.
while he was rapping. Remember they showed a picture of Dre. He was like this.
Yeah, yeah,
He was like this with the Wrecking Crew joint,
yeah, yeah.
and they
Like this
kept
record,
showing it.
like this record used to get real personal. Remember, Cool C Glamorous Life video? No, no, yeah, Glamorous Life. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
When
Yeah.
he was walking down the Ave and he stepped on the EST album, the Three Times
Yep.
Dope album.
Yeah.
I was hyped when I saw that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said,
Listen,
oh,
man, cats. See, nowadays, dude, I don't think, because if people were doing it now, and now we have the internet, we have social media and stuff like that, like, people would just get offended and, but I mean, listen, man, it was because you had the videos, like, just like, the East Coast, West Coast stuff, like with Mob Deep,
yeah,
New York and stuff like that. And people thought that, you know, um, that Capone Noriega, Tragedy and Gaddafi, they thought they were Das and Corrupt. They took it as a diss, even though it wasn't about
yeah,
them. But they took it as
yeah.
a diss anyway. So he's like, "Oh, for real? Oh, we in New York anyway. We're gonna make a video too. New
That was
York,
just a
big city
response
of dream.
to, but LA was a response to New York, New York. That's kind of
Is that what
sort of
it?
in a sense. It wasn't really neither song was a diss record.
Mm-hmm.
They took it that way.
They took it as a diss. They took it as a diss. So they're like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to do. All right, let me kick over these buildings. Yeah, let me kick over these. Cass was vicious, man. Cass was vicious. Like, okay, no Vaseline. Now I remember getting that on Death Certificate. I remember that was on Death Certificate.
Yeah,
Um, and I remember getting that album, but I did not know No Vaseline was on that album because
it was like the
the
last
song,
song.
it was the very last song.
Yeah,
Because the song I liked on there, I like Steady Mobbin' because I saw it on the
yeah, that's
video.
my
So I
song.
was
Yeah,
like,
that's my
"Ooh,
song.
Steady Mobbin's on here, bet." You know, I like the beat to that. But then they when they played that, man, I know exactly
Matter
where
of
I
fact,
was when I
yeah,
first heard that
yeah. Matter
album.
of fact, I didn't when I had the album. I think I found out about it late. Like I just happened to let the whole album play one day, and it came on. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, I was like,
Yeah, it's like it was I remember, where was I when I remember I was sitting in my room, I was sitting on the floor and I was just going through the album here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you.
I
And
didn't hear it on first listen, but when I listened to it a couple times after that, I just
yeah,
let it play all the way out, and then that's when I heard it.
because I mean, there was the because I remember they were dissing them. They were dissing Ice Cube. What was it? Was it Niggas for Life? Was it that one?
It was that one in 100 miles and running
100
LP
miles of
when
running when they were just like, I smell. Yeah, that joint. Yeah,
they
yeah.
dissed him on
So
100 miles and running.
did they? They sure enough did. Woo! And then he said, and then Ice Cube said he came right back at him and said, "You talking about 100 miles, but you still got one to go
Yeah, yeah.
with the LENCHMOB, and you a disgrace to the CPT." So I remember I heard, I was like, he said, "God damn, I'm glad they set it off." And I was just sitting, and I was just mortified. I was just listening. I was mortified. I was listening to it like, ooh. And then he started going right down the line. Got it easy first. Went right at Dre. Got it Yella.
Yeah.
he got he got it Ren. He got it everybody.
He
Got
got
it.
it,
He even got it.
Jerry Heller.
Got it Jeremy Heller.
Yeah, he got it.
Mm,
Don't forget, and then like the bridge is over, like kind
Talk
of
to me.
like iconic because before that they wasn't really dropping names in songs, so that was
Mm-mm.
the first before its time actually.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. Ooh, when I first heard that, I went to go get the album right after that joint came out. I remember KRS One was on Living Color first season.
Uh,
He was on the first season of Living
mhm.
Color, and they played that joint. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing behind that, because KRS One, I'm not KRS One. Keaton Ivory Wayans got in trouble over that with Fox because they weren't supposed to play that song
Uh,
because they actually played the original version. They just, you know, they kind of it faded to black um, before before KRS can get to Roxanne Shantae's part.
yeah,
Like Roxanne's steady, gift was steady,
yeah.
So yeah, but then they covered up like New York make some noise, But yeah, I remember that because at first he was going to do Jack of Spades, but then he was like, he went right into the bridge is over. I'm like, ooh, okay, okay, and yeah, that was a good one too, man. That was a great one. I don't think that did Roxanne Shante come back from that one? Nope. Nope. She ain't come back from that one.
Yeah.
She was doing damage, but she couldn't come back from that. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Um,
Another beef was
Talk to me.
L and Cannabis, who I think
How did you feel about that one? How did you feel about the LL and Cannabis?
well before second round knockout came out, I didn't know why he was dissing L in the first place, but like I said before, we didn't have internet. So unless the magazine said something, so we didn't really know.
Man,
So
that's a
I
source
found
or.
out what happened, through like interviews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Then
So who dissed two first? Was the LL? The
apparently
LL diss Cannabis first, or?
LL does Cannabis on 4321. The original version is another
Mm-hmm.
verse. LL had
Mm.
had another verse. He changed his verse.
Okay. Why? Because Cannabis's versus two was better.
No, because Cannabis actually, yeah, Cannabis said something about L's tattoo. Had the mic tattoo.
Right, because that's
So
when he said, Let's get back to the mic on my arm." Okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
So how did it go? Um, No, L never changed his verse. L was supposed to change his verse, but he didn't do it. But
Mm-hmm.
he had another verse prior to that. They never released it. I mean, you can
Ooh,
find it if you
it's probably in the vault
on
somewhere.
YouTube or whatever. You can find a
Mm-hmm.
version of that song. But
Right.
he he did another verse, and then he changed it, and he was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to change the final cut verse, and he never changed it. So that's what prompted the second round knockout disc.
Mm-hmm. That was man. That second round knockout was it was
Yeah,
good. It was good.
I think Cannabis won that battle, but a lot of people won't
Mm-hmm.
say that.
Yeah, they put LL.
I ain't afraid to say it. I ain't afraid of you, LL.
No, that's
You
cool.
know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Listen, that's part of hip hop, man. That's part of hip because a lot of people say Jay Z won between him and Nas.
I don't think that either.
Even though when Ether came out, um, yeah, that kind of changed a lot of people's opinions. I remember I think I was taking the bus. I was on the boulevard when I heard that. I was like, oh shoot. Oh,
Well,
he's mm,
I was yeah, I remember where I was when I heard either. I was at work, and it
yeah.
came on
I was
Power 90 when
yep.
after 9.
I was on the bully. I was on the boulevard when that joint came out.
Yeah, I was yeah, one of them shows on Power 99. They was like, we got an exclusive,
Yep,
and it came on. I
exclusive.
was like,
Boo, brother. Up, it's on now. Yeah. hmm I remember that. Yeah, because I
oh, come on now.
oh man, because I remember when they were going back and forth with each other, with Super Ugly, some other different joints, and then and Nas was throwing some subliminal joints too. He was throwing subliminal things and everything like that. Um,
Apparently they've been doing this, throwing subliminal shots at each other for years.
oh, for years,
Yeah,
like the
yeah, you
most.
can pick up on.
I think the most. I think the clearest one that he shot to me, even though it was still subliminal, um, was the one when they were like doing the Queensbridge 2000 when he did that one, and he came at Rockefeller, you know. So even though he had the last verse, he knew
Yeah,
a great song, but
I caught on to the battle to the diss when Jay-Z. I think an imaginary player when he was like his
hmm
singles 99 cent, mine is $4.
right.
I knew his single he was talking about when he said it. He was
hmm
talking about affirmative action single and then whatever single
Yep.
he had out at the time.
But keep in
Because
mind, like Jay Z had like so many different, he had so many different versions of his song,
yeah,
on that. That's why I went $4. He said yours 99 cent, mine was $4.
I thought, oh, he coming at Nas.
I was like, ooh, okay. Now lyrically, I mean, between the two, Nas got him. But like we were talking about it last week. Like if we were talking about like just swagger, stage presence, and all that stuff, Jay Z got him beat. Not to say that Jay Z doesn't have lyrics because he does, but I mean, come on. Even Nas said Ether was good. Like, come on. Even Nas said he got me. Like, he got me. He got me on that one. Yeah, let me join forces now. Now it's time to join forces. You
That's what
know,
I did. I didn't like that.
you don't like that?
I ain't like
You don't like
when
when they,
he went Jeff in.
uh, you know,
Like, I mean, I don't know. This dude talked about smashing your baby mom. You gonna go join forces with him? But
he's trying
I
up
mean, that's
there.
neither here nor there. That was back then.
Yeah, I mean that was personal too because I remember when he said that. Um, yeah, and I remember listening. This is when like the radio stations would get into the beef too because they would actually have the people come up. They had the people come up and talk. Like I
Yeah,
remember when, oh, what was that? Like, oh man, this is like totally off subject. I remember when they had Corinne Steffens on the radio, right? And she was talking to Cool G Rap and Cool G Rap's baby mom. They were both Ma Barker. They were both
yeah. I
talking
forgot that's
to
his first
Corinne.
wife,
You
right?
remember that joint? Okay.
Yeah.
Like you remember how vicious that was. And then the next week, I don't know if it was next week or 2 weeks after, they had Carmen Jones come up there and talk about like Jay-Z and Nas and all them and stuff like that. So, you know, um, yeah, I was like, whoa, whoa. But yeah, we got No Vaseline. We got Hit 'Em Up, Roxanne's Revenge, Make Way for the Big
What's
Mama.
what's your opinion on the Kumo D LL Cool J? Taking it back a little bit. Kumo D LL Cool
Um,
J. Beat.
Lyricism. They're just straight lyricism over there.
Who do you think won? Because I got the
Kumo D has a couple rounds. Kumo D has a couple rounds in there. If I had to like call it, I'd say Kumo D got him on
yeah,
straight
yeah, yeah,
lyricism alone. Kumo D got it.
yeah, me too. Because I was listening to. I mean, I think like last year I was listening to Death Blow and some other track Kumo D
Mhm.
had, and I'm
Yeah,
listening to the words. I'm like, Kumo D kills him. This is trashing him right now.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I
I mean,
think
most people be like, yeah,
almost everybody I think battled he lost to. He didn't battle the people that I wanted him to battle. But I wanted him and Jay Z to go head to head because everybody that Jay battles, he brings up the money aspect of things. Like L, they're on the same level, almost the same level when
L
it
got
comes to
money.
money. Yeah,
L got
when
money.
it comes to that, so you
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
you can't throw your money against L. So I wanted them. I really wanted them to go at it.
yeah. I could see a
Didn't they have like a little mini beef or something? Or did
Yeah,
L throw some subliminals at him?
yeah, they do some subliminals at each other, but then they find out, but they're on the same label, so it's like,
Yeah.
why you gonna dish your label mate? So, but and I think, to be honest with you, I think
Uh,
Lear Cohen came between them, but like, yo, don't do that. It's not good for the label and stuff like
well,
that.
shoot.
But see,
Ti and Ludacris was dissing each other on the same song.
yep,
I
I don't know who would win between that. Who would win between that beef? Hmm.
think Luda would win.
Yeah, Luda's a little bit. He has more punchlines.
Yeah, he's more lyrical than Ti.
He's more lyrical.
I like
Like
Ti, but
Ti would see Ti would win because he has like a bigger fan base. You know what I mean? Luda probably doesn't even care. Luda don't care.
Luda's,
Luda's like, listen,
Luda's
man,
Hollywood now. He don't need this rap
I'm
money.
about to make Fast and Furious 11, bro. Like, I'm on my 11th film right now.
Yeah, as long as them joints keep coming out, Luda getting paid.
Yeah, he don't care. Like, he'll produce. You know, he'll produce and stuff like that. But yeah.
He might not
Um,
be getting rock money, but he getting paid.
well, spoiler alert: have you seen Fast and Furious 10 or X or whatever it's called?
I tried to watch it. I can't get through it.
Ah, you tried to watch it. I can see that. I tried to watch it too. I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times because I kept falling asleep myself. Like, it
Yeah.
was too many. That drum was like the multiverse or something. That drum was just so many lines being crossed and
See,
different universes coming through, and they were just like,
I call them kind of movies meathead action movies. I don't
yeah,
can't. It's not. It's like I can't get into them kind of movies, like action movies like that.
like just blow up things.
Like I like more kind of realistic things, like so like, the movies where like Jason Statham movies where
Okay,
he beats up like 10 or 15 dudes. I don't like that. I don't like that. I can't get into that. That's
well,
fake to
that's
me.
realistic. That is realistic.
It is you beat one person beating up 15 dude trained assassins.
You ever see Trading Places
Yes.
with Eddie Murphy? You remember
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy said? What did Eddie Murphy say in the jail cell? He's like, tell me how you beat the cop. Cops, plural. It was like 8, 9 of them. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, when they came in here and booked you, you were crying like a yeah. No, because what happened was when I was wrestling with one of the cops, they threw some tear gas in my face. So get out my face, all right? You beating up men. You putting people in hospitals. How come you don't see no marks on you? That's what Jason Statham is. That's what he is. He's a
All
karate man.
right.
Karate man bruised on the inside.
All right.
He tell what he say again, Mike. He said, "Tell me how you beat the cop." You mean cops, plural. It was more than one. It was like 8, 9 of them. He said, "Back the f up, back up." Then he did some type of move top. So we know what this is called. That's called the quarter blood technique. If I do that on somebody, a quarter blood will automatically drop out of a person's body. For all my young bucks out there, if you haven't seen Trading Places, please go see Trading Places. That's my movie. That's my movie recommendation for the week. Trading Places, featuring Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh
Yeah.
God, that was
Jamie Lee
classic.
Curtis had a famous scene in
She sure did. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
there.
What was her name? What was her name in the? What was her name in that movie too? Her
I
name was.
forgot.
It began with a O. Ophelia. I was like, oh, Ophelia. Just protecting my investment, Louis. Just protecting my investment.
Now I got a
Talk to me.
hypothetical
Okay.
question.
Okay. Before we get out of here, go ahead.
Uh, rest in peace to Tupac. So if the great Tupac
Mm.
were to battle Eminem in his
Whoa.
prime,
Woo.
who?
Oh,
I mean, that's a battle that I would love to see.
I'd pay to see that. They would have to put that in the Madison Square Garden or
Yeah, I
something.
know.
They would have to. Because, oh, wow. Whoa, that's a good one. That's a good one. Are we talking about this? Is this no holds barred? Everything's like
Yeah, everything.
everything's a target. Like
Yeah, everything.
I'm talking about your mother. I'm talking about your baby mom. I'm talking about your career. I'm talking about how much money you have or don't have. I'm talking about I don't know because Pac might dig deep and talk about something you trying to you trying to steal from the black folk and do all types of stuff. And then but the M will come back though. Because Eminem has heard this stuff before, so it's like
Yeah, M got
okay,
that wordplay. Like he might come at come bring it up before Pac even mentions it.
ooh, okay. So let's break it down like
You
this
know,
then,
he
right?
like black 8 Mile him.
Oh, yeah, I am right. I am an effing bum. I
Yeah,
do live in a trailer park with my mom. I did get jumped by all six of you punks, but I know something about you. You gonna make me go watch that? Ain't no pickety chickety bickety. This is spit lickety.
you know what I'm saying? M will have that wordplay.
So okay, all right. So let's match it up. Okay, all right. I'm a different categories. My first one: who has better stage presence, Eminem or Pop?
I've never seen neither one of them in live, so I wouldn't know.
Okay.
But I would probably say Pop
This is tough.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm about to say this that's tough because Eminem brings it too,
Yeah.
but Pac brings a different type of. You want to take on the establishment.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to punch. I'm ready to punch the white man. Get the f off me, Doug.
'Cause I was trying to like think who it the kind of crowd he would have. Like Pop would have mostly
Ooh,
he would have mostly but mostly us, of course.
yeah, but M
He
too.
has some some of the clear people in there too.
Yeah, but M's
But
joint would be
M,
mixed though. His would be mixed.
I would imagine that M would have mostly white folks.
Okay.
There's not too many black guys like M for some reason. I don't know.
I'm not bang with him. Listen,
I always did.
I've been a fan of I've been a fan of Eminem since Outsiders.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, stage presence that goes to Pop. Okay, lyricism.
M, no question.
Okay, all right, here comes. Okay, what's the tiebreaker?
Uh, I don't know. It's a tough one too.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough because I mean, but like you said, I would pay money. I would pay my hard earned money.
But I was sitting here trying to figure out a reason why they would even battle. So shout out to Dust, Killer
Mm-hmm,
Dust. Shout out to him for bringing this up. Like because Pac just anybody that was affiliated with his enemies.
mm-hmm,
So you know Pac had a beef with Dre at the time, so
mm-hmm.
they would probably battle because of that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that means he's taking out Dre. He's taking out Nate Dogg.
Yeah,
He's
Dre,
taking
Nate
out
Dogg,
Warren
Daz, and
G. Daz and Corrupt. That's five. Maybe the Lady of Rage. She jumps on there too. Um, whew. He's coming at all of them.
yeah,
I killed you, but you know, yeah, yeah. Now also, but Pac will have his what? His outlaws. He have his outlaws though, right?
yeah.
Mm, okay.
But
I'd rather just see Pac.
But if I had to make a choice, Tupac and the Outlaws or M or D12.
Woo!
I'm choosing
Woo!
I'm choosing
Woo!
D12.
Yeah, Mike, go ahead. I like
Hmm,
that one.
hmm.
D12, because
I'm
D
choosing D12.
because D12 is nice. Don't be
Yeah.
fooled by Bizarre. Don't be fooled by that with the diaper and stuff like that. Because that dude can rap.
He's borrowable, but with the others, yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm
they can
choosing
like
D12.
yeah D12 Devil's Night. Yeah, listen to that.
Yeah,
And they'll have
that
some
was
sick stuff, yo. They'll have some sick
that
stuff,
was
and it makes
actually
sense.
and that was actually like a surprise album to me at the time because I
hmm
didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was.
I mean, listen, it surprised me. The first song surprised me. Like, oh, this what we doing? I was like, okay, I like this. Yeah. Purple pills. I mean, purple pills is cool.
Yeah,
Um, but ish can happen. Like the
yeah,
first two
uh,
songs.
yeah,
Mm, but that
yeah. But
they
I
went
mean,
hard.
I think. I think that was more overshadowed because M had the kill. You know, I mean, obviously M had the best verses in them songs.
Well, yeah, most of them, yeah, a
But
couple of them.
yeah, but every
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, M was
but
hot at that
it
time
was a bit
too.
of a
M was
default.
like super hot though, because M came out with
Yeah,
what two and a half albums. Plus he was on the mix. He was still doing like mixtapes and
yeah,
freestyles and stuff like that and
yeah,
everything. So M was hot. M was hot then. Still, I mean, he's still hot now. I mean, but and he's older now. He's like a vet now. So it's like you
yeah.
you
That's
only
what I
bring
had
him
to.
you bring him out with like when Dre and them come out. Bring him out in the Super Bowl or something
Mhm.
like that. You know.
But I had to
Um,
go back and listen to some of his older new like the latest albums. A couple of
mhm.
them I didn't really like. Like the
Okay.
last one he had, I love that album. Music to Murder To. That was kind
Okay.
of like old M.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's older, but that's like back, kind of going back to the roots of where he used to
Oh
rap
yeah.
at. But like the Eminem, was not the Eminem Marshall Mathers LP too. I didn't really like that. But my problem with M after the Recovery album, because that Recovery album is my album. I love that album. Relapse, I was like, but but like even if you listen to Relapse, he got some gems on there.
Yeah, he does. But you have to dig too deep for him though. Like,
But like,
because like at the time, because like when Eminem was dropping his album, like his first, I'll say his first four albums, first three, I give him first three albums. Like the fourth one, you're looking like he keeps setting the bar, he set the bar higher and
yeah,
higher. I'm
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like man, I thought like the Slim Shady LP. Come on, man, like that drum was classic. I
That
still
was
have that
that was a
upstairs.
surprise to me. Yeah, that was a real big surprise to me. I did not think
Yeah,
I was gonna like it. I thought he
I
was
didn't
a
think I was
fad
gonna
at
like it either.
first.
I thought I was just like, oh, this song gonna be trash. Like, don't be fooled by the hi, my name is hi, my name is. Don't be fooled by that because then you listen to the second song, which is Guilty Conscience.
Yeah,
You listen to that and he's killing it. Like, what did he say? He's like, go in your mom's closet, put on the blonde wig, then you shave. We say, then you hide in the closet and shave your legs because you'll shave your legs with. What did he say? He said something about hide in your mom's closet. You'd be safe for days if you shave your legs with Renee's razor blades. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Yeah. So, and then he came out with the second one, like the Marshall was the Marshall Mathers LP? Yeah, the Marshall Mathers
yeah.
LP. And yeah, what do you say? You can find me walking. You can find me running. You can find me running and talking to the dog with no head. You
Yeah, I
put
think
no
that
head with
part.
a spiked collar because the son of a bitch won't stop barking.
Yeah,
Oh, only
when I heard
M,
that line,
yo.
I was like, this dude is crazy.
I was like, only M. Only M could come up with this. Because if it comes to what do you say? If it comes to sticking a woman in showbiz, it'd be Jennifer Lopez and Puffy. You know this. Sorry, Puff, but I just don't give a. If she was my own mother, I still get it with no brother. Then we have a son and a new mother and a new brother.
I was like, this dude is crazy.
I was like, ew. I'm like, don't do that to him, M. Yeah, because every time like M comes up against somebody who disses him and stuff like that, like he comes back, whether it's subliminal, I remember I remember the game came at him. The game came at him like last year or something like that. Like, oh,
Yeah,
she got
yeah,
my
the black
laser.
Slim Shady. I heard that. Yeah,
Yeah, and then then M came right back at him. Like,
he
like
and like I was trying to say earlier, like if you listen to some of his other albums that weren't as successful, like when he came out with Kamikaze, I didn't really like that album at first
okay.
because I felt he was going too commercial or
Oh yeah.
too pop. But like if you listen to the words that he say on a lot of them songs, I mean he was dissing Joe. He was dissing a lot of people. He was dissing Joe
Oh yeah,
Buttons.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was dissing Machine Gun Kelly, which
Mm-hmm.
we don't have time for today. We gonna have to. We might
That's
have
cool.
to make a part two to
Yeah,
this
yeah,
topic.
yeah. I think we
Nah, it's
should,
not.
man.
It's too much.
And hope Dust can jump on and join us in our next
Yeah,
one and
yeah,
whatnot. So he can. I want to hear his opinion about the some of the disses that we went over and some of the stuff that we didn't mention that he has a little bit more knowledge on that he can touch on, and reminisce and everything. So we have hit the 5 o'clock hour,
Yeah,
and
we ain't even touch on the Joe Buttons. This is
oh yeah, we
that
gonna
one.
you know what we
He
could
got a lot.
definitely touch on that. Like next episode. Definitely. Also, don't forget, Mike, next week to get the when you talk about 10% this, 10% that joint. Find out who
Yeah,
MC Light was talking about because I don't know who she was talking about. I know she's talking about somebody, but I don't know who it was though.
I think it was
Was it Positive K?
it was
Oh,
a
who was it?
rapper. No, it was a rapper called Antoinette at the time. I think that's who that song was about.
Oh, Antoinette, the female rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
so I
yeah, yeah,
think
yeah. I
later
do know
became
about
Boss,
Antoinette.
right?
Yeah.
Didn't she
Who's
become
the
Boss
boss?
later on?
Right. Who's the
Yeah.
boss? Like that, y'all, y'all. Hey, that joint.
So,
Mm-hmm. Now
yeah,
let
I'll
Antoinette
double
just
check
first.
though.
Oh no, I think Antoinette might have dissed her first and MC
Yeah,
Light came back. Because I don't think MC Light is just out there just dissing folks and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely look into that, man. I want to know about that. That's some definitely some good rap knowledge right there. Yep. So now it is 5 o'clock.
yeah.
We've been on here
So
for an hour.
we'll definitely revisit this next time because
Definitely, definitely. So
it's more
this will
rap
it'll
part.
be Bright Beast Part Two. Part two.
Yeah.
So definitely, but shout out to all the groups that we went over. The Locks, Rockefeller, um, Roxanne Shante, like great ones. Eminem, Pac, Ice Cube with No Vaseline, NWA, always into something. Whether it was 100 Miles of Running or Niggas for Life, they were just dissing each other. There's a lot more out there too. Like there's also ones we didn't get into, like Common and
Or
Ice
Alpha
Cube.
Ziggin, as the album says.
What's that?
Alpha Ziggin, or Alpha Ziggin, as the album title actually says.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
It
Ziggas.
was backwards, man. Yeah, it was backwards. That's why I remember.
Yeah, yeah, for album sales. Yeah. Of course, we jumped into Ether, Super Ugly, all types of like different disc records and disc cuts, stuff like that. We also jumped into LL Cool J and Kumo D. Um, Yeah, we jumped into quite a few ones. So name some like, once this records, definitely leave some comments below about some of your favorite disses, some of the ones that we missed, some disses that you would love to talk about, just bring them so we can definitely talk about them in our part two. This has been great, Mike. Do you have any shout outs before we get out of here?
Just the family, just Dust,
Mm-hmm.
homeboy Malik, and anybody who would like to join. I mean, we like anybody who would want to join. Just any of our conversations could just either inbox us or leave a message. We'll
Mm-hmm.
definitely we would love to have you on
Most
if you
definitely.
want
Yeah,
to
just
just talk.
like and comment, man. That's all we gotta do is like and comment. I like to send some shout outs to the fam, of course. Also to my man Mike for letting me jump on this broadcast as well. It was great just going down memory lane, going over all the different, diss tracks and different lyrics that were some of our favorites. Oh, we also
Well,
left out
I'm gonna
go.
definitely dig into some unknown ones that we might have missed over. I'm definitely gonna look into that.
Oh yeah, like some like the other ones, like when EPMD broke up and
Yeah.
when Hit Squad and Death Squad were going back and forth at each other,
Yeah.
even though that wasn't, I really wouldn't even call that a battle because Death Squad had the better roster. But we could jump on that next week. That was a good one too,
Yeah.
because Redman said some stuff. Like Redman said some subliminal joints. Like it's like I hemmed him up for no reason. Oh, it's the brother Parrish Smith.
So yeah, I remember that. I remember that. That's one of them Superman level skits, right?
Shout out
Yeah,
to
I remember
man,
that.
Yo, those Jones used to be the bomb, yo. Before we
Yeah,
get out of here, man. Yeah, Superman level 1, Superman level 2, Superman level 3, and 4. Like those were the joints right there. Like that was one of the reasons why I was getting those Redman albums. I was like, oh, I gotta hear Superman Lover. Superman Lover.
yeah,
So definitely shout out to the fam. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Dad. He's up there in Niagara Falls. Hopefully, safe travels home. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. So once again, thank you for listening. We will definitely be back. Same whatever back time, whatever back channel will come through.
Yeah.
And and yeah, and hopefully, like shout out to my man Dustin Malik. We need you. We need you to jump on this joint because we were having a ball out here, man. We need you to jump on here and throw your 2 cents in it because we need it. We love it.
Yeah.
We respect your opinion. So find some time, jump on this thing, and yeah, that's pretty much about it, man. Over here.
All right. Talk to you next time.
All right, my G. Well, I'll talk to you next time. Great
All
show
right.
once again, and
Definitely.
we will see you guys next week.
Yes, definitely. All right. Bye, everybody. All right.